Friendship stories. Why is friendship so special? Why is it so important in our lives? This is a question I've asked over and over again, and I've got such similar answers from many different people. Friends are special because they help us in times of trouble, they give us support, they provide us with good company. You can share a laugh with a friend, as well as secrets you wouldn't dream of sharing with your parents. So that's why it's so wonderful to have a friend. A friend is a person who will always give you a leg up whenever you need it. But there's also the sad fact that we are all human and we do have disagreements with our friends. Friendship, like everything in this world, is not perfect. And we get angry with each other, we disagree, and sometimes we exchange really bitter words. But then, what do you feel when that happens? You feel guilty and annoyed with yourself. You blame yourself, or you blame your friend, or you blame the world at large. And you feel the worst of all, you feel terribly, terribly alone. But then there are always remedies. And if you're sensible, if you're lucky, then you'll go and say sorry and make up with your friend. And that is the most wonderful thing, when after a quarrel you make up with your friend and you are so delighted to be sharing things again, isn't it? So this is what these stories are all about. Different kinds of friendship and the highs and lows of this special relationship called friendship. So these stories are drawn from childhood memories. Some are my response to situations that I have observed around me. And I'll quickly read through the contents. The first story is called A Caterpillar Called Matthew. And it's because of a delightful memory of my school days when we all used to keep caterpillars. And there was a really funny girl who named her caterpillar Matthew. And we found that caterpillar very special always. Incidentally, she had strange tastes. She liked toothpaste sandwiches. I don't know if you have ever tried those. They don't taste that bad. Okay, the second story is called The Best Hanuman, and this is a festival story. It's a Dashera story. There's Just Balloons, which is about bullying, and My Life in Pictures. Well, there are some people who just want to keep on taking photographs and record their whole life in pictures. Then this is a story about a very mysterious friend, the girl in the garden. Now, who's this girl in the garden? You'll have to read the book to find out. Fire. Fire is a very vivid memory of an incident from my childhood. We had a pine forest near my house. I grew up in the hills of Uttarakhand, and there was this friend of mine, two of us playing together, and a third friend, and we did something terrible. We were always told, don't play with fire, and that's exactly what we did. We played with fire and we set off a forest fire, and weren't we sorry about it. So this is all about that experience. Now there are times when your friend is going to do something terribly wrong, something that is going to affect many people, and you are trying to stop her, but she's not listening to you. What do? It's a terrible choice that you have to make, a tough decision, whether to disagree with your friend and imperil your friendship or do the right thing. So this is a story about a tough decision. The next story is Why Me? Well, sometimes bad things happen to you in your life, and this is what you say. Why did this have to happen to me? So this is a story about such experiences. And the last story is called Green Chicken Poxitis. Now this is a very strange disease, green chicken poxitis. And the other day I asked in a class if anybody had suffered from this disease, and I got an answer from a boy who said Ma'am, my mother had it. Now I really wonder whether it was infectious or not. He said it wasn't. Well, I hope it wasn't. Okay, I think I'll read a little bit from a story that I rather enjoyed writing, and it's called My Life in Pictures. And as I mentioned earlier, it's about the kind of people who want to record each and every moment of their life. My Life in Pictures. The moment Vandita entered my room, I knew it had not been a good idea to invite her home because her eyes zoomed straight onto the collage behind my bed. The collage that actually was my life in pictures. My life in pictures. And I wasn't particularly keen to reveal my whole life to her. I wanted to impress Vandita, whom we all secretly thought of as the queen of the classroom. This was something that had always puzzled me because there was no particular reason why she should be the most admired girl in 7B. She was neither good at studies or games, in dramatics or debate. She was not even a great dancer and could barely carry a tune. And yet, whenever anyone mentioned Vandita, it was in a tone of hushed awe. Girls would cluster around her with silly grins on their faces the moment she appeared and say, "Hi, Vandita," as if they were greeting a celebrity. She would respond with a Mona Lisa smile without stopping to talk to anyone and would make her way to her desk with an odd, rather grown up expression, as if we were too childish or rowdy for her. Instead of turning us off, it baffled us and made us all the more eager to be friends with her. But this proved easier said than done. Because while Vandita was nice enough, she wouldn't let anyone get too close to her. Till the day she asked me for help with her maths. I was completely bowled over. For a minute, I couldn't say anything at all. Finally, I was able to stammer. Yes, of course. Please come over tomorrow afternoon." "Thanks so much," she said in her soft voice, sounding as formal as ever. And now here she was in person, right inside my room, gazing at the collage that was the embarrassment of my life. "Who made this?" she asked. I stared at her. Her face was flushed, her brown eyes gleamed. I'd never seen her so excited. I squinted hard at her to try and make out if she was making fun of me. "My mom," I replied, sagging with silent despair. "Yeah, my trigger happy mom who thinks it's a matter of life and death to record each and every moment of our existence." I cringed as Vandita's large eyes ran over the pictures. Me as a ridiculously obese baby, perched inside a bathtub, completely naked. Me waving a spoon with disgusting gobs of face smeared all over my face. Me with my mouth wide open, bawling like a lunatic. Me as a toddler with my dress lifted up to my waist, displaying my panties without a care in the world. And then I had to suppress a scream. Me on the potty. How could mom have done that? Was it so important to record my very first civilized pee? Why hadn't it ever occurred to me to tear off that horrendous photo? Oh, why did I agree to help Vandita with her maths? And why did she ask me? From feeling like the most privileged girl in class, I had sunk to being the most shamefaced. Now I'm going to stop here because I'd really like you to read the rest of the story, and I promise you will enjoy it as you will enjoy the other stories in this book. Thanks so much for listening, and I do hope you'll enjoy this book, Friendship Stories.